This video is brought to you by the FARMER-KLEIN YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Delusion. This map can be found over the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Now, before we get into the description, this video is brought to you by Diesel Sims. Thank you for being a farm baron. So I have to say, this is a really interesting map. It is a Polish map, and it's going to be pretty evident when we see the PDA why I say that. This map has 127 fields, 4 selling points. Selling points for potatoes and sugar beets are separated. Biogas plant, sawmill, 4 buyable forests, very hilly terrain. Missions and field transports are supported, and this map is seasons ready with a custom seasons mask. Now, this map does not include a custom soil map, so if you do wish to play this map with precision farming, do note you will be getting the generic soil map. Not that big of a deal, but it is something that I think folks should be aware of. Let's go ahead and load on in the mods that we typically use when we look at these maps. Get that log pulled up. I have to say, if you load this map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you're going to find that you own no land and you own no buildings at the main farm, but you do have equipment. So it's kind of an interesting setup. So this is a really interesting starting point. There's been very, very few maps that start you just randomly out in the middle of a field. I guess the most notable map that I recall doing this was Bullet Bill's The West Coast in Farm Sim 17 that you just loaded on in out in the middle of a field, overlooking a hillside. It's kind of what we've got going on here. I have to say, it is a very attractive area to load into a map for sure. You can see by the field info screen, we do have custom AI farmer names here on the map. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. And wow, you can definitely see why I said this was a Polish map. It has all the indicative signs of Polish maps. We've got towns that are kind of long and running along the main road here. 1 and 2 of those. And then the map is just packed full of fields. Many of those fields are long rectangle shapes. We take a look at the lands area. You'll see we start out by owning the farm way up here, just north of field 32. We start out almost literally right smack dab in the middle of the map. And we own field 5. That's it. Now, if we take a look at some of these field prices, we've got things like field 114 for $34,000. Field 47 for $94,000. Field 99 for $492,000. Field 127, $80,000. Our biogas plant we can buy for $475,000. So fields are not the cheapest to be found on this map. That is for sure. And I have to say, I think this map would have been an excellent multiplayer map. But alas, there's only one farm right up here. We own it. It's not that big. So realistically, someone looking to farm the entire map is going to need a lot more space for a lot more equipment than what we're going to have up here. You're also going to need a heck of a lot bigger silo than what you start out with. Now, this is a really hilly map, and I'm sure you could carve out some land somewhere to put in other farms. But I'd have to say you got to be pretty darn good with your landscaping not to really make a holy terror of the map. So I don't know. I really think the map author missed something here. I think they could have maybe sacrificed a little bit of the forest here and there and put in 3, 4, 5, or 6 farm locations as alternate farm points. And this would have been a most excellent multiplayer map for people that want to play multiplayer with small and medium equipment. Let's go back here and take a look at the crops. We have all of our standard crop types available to us here on Farm Sim 19. Let's go ahead and take a look at that soil map. Again, this is going to be the generic soil map. So we can see we have the normal swath of silty clay up here to the north, and then it carries on around down to the south. In the middle, we've got a big splotch of loamy sand around sandy loam and then loam. Like I said, it is the generic soil map. We take a look at the prices screen. We have 4 main sell points, very originally named sell point 1 through 4. We have 2 egg sell points, and then we have a potato and sugar beet sell point. We have spinnery, sawmill, and barn. So we have 4 places to sell our milk, 2 places to sell our eggs. The barn will accept our silage, hay, straw, and grass if we do not own the biogas plant. And once again, it appears that I forgot to activate straw harvest, but typically the barn is going to also be set up to take our pellets. If we take a look at the vehicle's info screen, you'll see all of our stuff is fairly new, well maintained, and none of it is leased. We do not own any animals at the start, and we do have contracts available on the map. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting equipment. We start out with the Fendt Favorite 511C and the Valtra A104. So tractors range in horsepower from 100 to 115. We've got the New Holland TX32 harvester that is paired with the TX32 grain header, with a Stratoman SEK 802 trailer, Polymag 300 cultivator, and the Rabe MKE 300 power harrow. We have the Amazon D830 seeder, the Kuhn Deltas 1302 fertilized sprayer. Then we move on into our front loader arms, bucket, pallet fork, our standard in-game silo, which is only going to have a capacity of 100,000 liters. And then we have easy shed, workshop, and a modded farmhouse. We take a look here at our placeables. You'll see we do not have any custom placeables other than the farmhouse right there. We're going to go ahead and do that fly around since we're down here kind of smack dab in the middle of the map. And then we'll circle as we circle around to the main farm. I don't think we're going to do a drive around on this map. I think we're just going to kind of hit the sell points as we fly over them, because this is a really, I mean, it's a standard size map, but it's a big map because all the sell points are on the basically the perimeter. So up here in the northwest, in the northeast, down here in the southeast, right smack dab in the middle of the south, in the southwest, and then we've got a few right here kind of toward the middle. Let's go ahead and do that fly around. We're going to need to get a little extra altitude because this is one hilly map. That is for sure. Let's go ahead and do our normal slow pan around the map, and you can see the hilly terrain going on. And like I said, trying to carve out a bunch of extra farms to do this on multiplayer is going to be kind of a pain in the tail because there really isn't much flat going on here. We do have the ability to buy the unbuyable stuff for $0. I'm going to go ahead and show that to you here once we get done our little spin. If we go back here to lands, we can indeed buy the unbuyables for $0. That's going to be all the roads, all of the residential areas, the farms, I mean the sell points, etc. Other than obviously the biogas plant. Now, other things that I like about this map is, like, right here we have, I mean, this would have been a really nice kind of player farm option, but we do have this AI farm set up. And we've got kind of just some decorative equipment already set out. So this gives it a nice kind of feel to the map, a little bit of a lived in feel, if you will. So we're going to make our way due south, and this is where we're going to find our sawmill. So we have our log sell point right there. We have our wood chip trigger right there at the pile, as one would expect. Continue across the south part of the map towards the southeast. This is where we're going to find our biogas plant, as well as our animal dealer and a few other sell points. Just look at how the land just drops away from us. And then it starts to come back. So over here we have one of our grain sell points around back at this particular dump station. And then on this side, we have one of our 2 egg sell points right there. We have our animal dealer right here. There are no animals on the map by default. And given the hilly terrain, I've got to say, it might be a little difficult to put down your own animal pen. Again, unless you're really good with landscaping, you might just make a terrible mess of it. I would probably make a terrible mess of it. We've got our biogas plant right here. We've got our digestate, our digester, and our 2 silage areas. We have bunker 1 and bunker number 2. We move on over here to a root crop area. This appears to be set up for our sugar beets. Indeed, sell point sugar beet. Now we're just going to kind of swing diagonal across the map, and this should take us over to the next set of sell points. Again, look at how the land just ebbs and flows. Really, really do like how the map's terrain is. But I just say, man, this would have been such a nice multiplayer map, I think. Just kind of missed the mark on not enough farms built out. And I think when you see your main farm here, you're going to think, yeah, could use a bit more space if I'm going to end up farming this entire map all by myself. So here we have our gas station. And then we have our vehicle shop. So we have our buy, sell, trade, and customize trigger right there. We have our shop trigger right here. Nice assortment of equipment set out here on display. Oh. Going the wrong way. This could have been another nice kind of optional player farm. It's nice that it's set up here as a, kind of an AI area and everything. But again, this could have been a really good area for a 3rd player farm. Directly below, we have another trigger. This might just be the 2nd egg sell point. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, sorry, this is our spinnery. So this is going to be for our wool and cotton. We do have a little bit of a mix between arable fields and meadows. All are predefined, so they're all going to be fertilizable. Now we're making a kind of a beeline over here to the northeast of the map. Okay, you can get a real feel for how the terrain changes just by flying, across the map here. We do have a sell point right there for our grains. And then a potato sell point is here within this particular building. Here we have the potato dump station. And now we're going to make our way over to the main farm. There is a fair bit of forestry here on the map, and the fields should be fairly easy to merge. I know lots of folks love to merge these types of fields together. There's just a few trees to chop up in between these fields, and then you'll be able to kind of slam them all in there if that is kind of your thing. There are lots of nice ambient sounds. We've got wind going on. We've got nice birds. So there we have our shop. Oh, and I am completely going the wrong way. There is our farm silo, so that's where we need to be headed. Again, I haven't increased or decreased the altitude from when we were way over there. Now, our main farm here, we're going to circle back to that. But I do want to show you your only owned field at the very start, which is field 5, which is right here. We've got to go up the hill in order to get to our farm here. And this is our little plot of farmland. So we've got our small farm silo. We've got easy shed 3. We do have a pallet of fertilizer and herbicide. Got our bucket and our equipment set up here. Got our power harrow and our planter or seeder already connected for use. We do have a maintenance workshop and then our farmhouse with our sleep trigger right there. Let's go ahead and make our way over here to the sell point that is in the extreme northwest of the map. So we have a grain dump station right here. Around this side, we have a lime buy point right there. And then we have our bale sell point right here. Then we have one more sell point, which is in the far southwest corner. just go ahead and kind of make our way this way. I am going to try to not raise or lower my altitude, just to give you kind of a, again, more of a sense of how the land is just completely undulating all over the place. Okay, so that was a high point, because we actually bottomed out there. You could hear us running along the ground. And whoa, down the hill we go. You're gonna need lots of horsepower to work these fields, unless you're going across the hill. And in a lot of cases, across the hill is kind of the short way. We are going to need to get a little bit more altitude to get up here to our final sell point, which is right up here. Right there at the dump station. And that should be just about it. Let's take a look. So we started out here almost smack dab in the middle of the field, in the middle of the map. Went down here and we looped around. And there we go. So guys, that is Delusion. Again, this map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub. And this map is available for all platforms. I have to say, I like the map. I do wish there were more farm areas built out, because I think the fact that this has 127 fields, it is screaming multiplayer. 4 or 5 folks with small to medium equipment, I think, would have an absolute blast on this map for a pretty long time. And until next time, happy farming.